Beneath the ground we walk on every day, there is a world where sunlight has never existed. No seasons, no sky, no sense of direction as we understand it. For a human, entering this environment without equipment would mean immediate disorientation. Vision would fail, time would lose meaning, and survival would be measured in minutes. Yet life exists here, not by chance, not by accident, but through extreme adaptation. In the underground world, darkness is permanent, food is scarce, space is confined, and escape is often impossible. There are no open horizons below the surface, no easy paths, only tunnels, rock, and silence. For millions of years, entire ecosystems evolved in isolation, cut off from the surface world. No sunlight to guide evolution, no plants to form the base of life as we know it. Instead, life followed a different logic. Eyes became unnecessary. Pigmentation lost its purpose. Other senses took over. Touch, vibration, chemical perception. This is not a hidden extension of the surface world. It is a separate reality. A place where life does not rely on light to survive. A place where evolution rewrote its own rules. And once we descend into it, nothing about life feels familiar anymore. Before we go any deeper, it's important to understand this. The world beneath the surface is not a curiosity. It is not an exception. It represents a vast portion of life on Earth that evolved beyond sunlight, beyond visibility, and beyond human intuition. If you want to understand how life survives when light disappears completely, stay with us. Because from this point on, the surface world no longer explains what you are about to see. Beneath forests, cities, and oceans, there is a vast hidden network carved into rock. Caves, tunnels, fissures, and underground chambers form one of the least explored environments on Earth. This is the subterranean world. Here, sunlight does not fade gradually. It simply does not exist. Temperature remains stable year-round. Humidity is constant, and energy is limited to what slowly filters down from the surface, or what is produced chemically within the ground itself. For most life on Earth, these conditions would be uninhabitable. Plants cannot grow without light. Vision becomes unreliable. Movement is restricted by stone and narrow passageways. And yet entire ecosystems evolved here. Life underground is shaped by permanence. Permanent darkness, permanent scarcity, permanent confinement. Because resources are rare, survival depends on efficiency. Wasting energy is not an option. Every adaptation must reduce cost, not increase it. Over time, evolution stripped away what no longer served a purpose: color, eyes, speed. What remains is life refined for darkness. This documentary is not about caves as places. It is about what happens to life when light is removed from the equation entirely. Below the surface, evolution followed a different path, and the results challenge everything we assume about how life should look and how it should survive. In the underground world, light is not absent. It is irrelevant. For organisms that evolved below the surface, sunlight was never part of their history. There was no gradual loss of vision, no transition period. Darkness was permanent from the beginning. In such conditions, eyes become a liability. They require energy to develop, maintain, and protect. When vision provides no advantage, evolution begins to remove it. Many subterranean species are completely blind. Others retain only rudimentary eye structures, non-functional remnants of ancestors that once lived on the surface. At the same time, pigmentation loses its purpose. Color exists to interact with light, camouflage, signaling, warning. Without light, color becomes wasted energy. As a result, underground animals are often pale, translucent, or completely colorless. Their appearance is not accidental. It is efficient. But losing vision does not mean losing awareness. Instead, other senses take over. Touch becomes primary. Sensitive hairs, elongated antennae and extended limbs allow organisms to feel their environment in detail. Vibrations traveling through rock and soil carry information far more reliably than sight ever could. Chemical perception becomes equally important. In darkness, smell and taste are not secondary senses, they are survival tools. They guide animals toward food, away from danger, and toward one another. Movement underground follows a different logic as well. Speed is rarely useful in narrow tunnels. Precision matters more than force. Many subterranean animals move slowly, conserving energy and reducing risk. A sudden movement in a confined space can mean injury, entrapment, or death. Food scarcity reinforces this strategy. Without plants, underground ecosystems depend on organic matter that falls, washes, or seeps down from the surface. Dead leaves, roots, microorganisms carried by water. Some systems rely on bacteria that convert chemical compounds into energy, forming the base of food chains that function entirely without sunlight. Every calorie is precious. Because of this, reproduction is often slower. Lifespans tend to be longer. Growth is deliberate, not rapid. Below the surface, life is not optimized for expansion. It is optimized for persistence. What appears strange or incomplete to us is, in reality, refined adaptation. Each missing feature represents energy saved. Each enhanced sense represents survival gained. In darkness, evolution does not aim for complexity. It aims for balance. And once light is removed from the equation entirely, life becomes something unfamiliar, but remarkably efficient. Life underground is not defined only by darkness. It is defined by restriction. Space is limited. Movement is controlled by rock. Escape routes are few, and mistakes are costly. In this environment, survival depends on avoiding risk rather than confronting it. Unlike surface predators that rely on speed or strength, subterranean species rarely chase prey. Energy is too valuable to waste on pursuit. Instead, many rely on ambush, scavenging, or slow, methodical foraging. Food does not arrive on a schedule below the surface. It appears unpredictably, carried by water, gravity, or decay. When resources are scarce, patience becomes an advantage. Some underground animals can survive long periods without eating. Their metabolism is slow, adapted to scarcity rather than abundance. This allows them to endure conditions that would quickly kill surface species. Reproduction follows the same principle. Many subterranean organisms reproduce less frequently, producing fewer offspring. But those offspring have a higher chance of survival. Energy is invested carefully, not multiplied recklessly. This strategy results in longer lifespans and slower population growth. In stable environments where change is rare, rapid reproduction offers no advantage. Isolation further shapes subterranean life. Cave systems and underground networks are often disconnected from one another. Populations can remain separated for thousands or even millions of years. Over time, this isolation leads to extreme specialization. Two species may share a common ancestor, yet evolve into completely different forms simply because they adapted to different underground spaces. Some species become so specialized that they can no longer survive on the surface at all. Their bodies are tuned precisely to the temperature, humidity, and chemical balance of their environment. If removed, they perish. This level of specialization makes subterranean ecosystems fragile. Small changes, pollution, groundwater shifts, human intrusion, can collapse systems that took millions of years to form. Yet despite this vulnerability, life below the surface persists. It does not spread aggressively. It does not dominate. It endures. In confinement, evolution favors restraint, the ability to wait, the ability to survive without excess. Below the surface, survival is not about overcoming the environment. It is about fitting into it so precisely that nothing is wasted. What you've seen beneath the surface is not a rare anomaly. It is one of many environments on Earth where life was forced to adapt beyond visibility, beyond abundance, and beyond human intuition. Caves and underground systems remind us that survival does not always reward strength, speed, or dominance. Sometimes it rewards restraint. If you want to continue exploring how life survives in darkness, isolation, and extreme limitation, this channel is dedicated to those hidden worlds. Because the most important ecosystems on Earth are often the ones we never see. When we think about the limits of life, we often imagine extreme heat, crushing pressure, or violent landscapes. But below the surface, the challenge is different. There is no chaos here, only absence, no light, little movement, almost no margin for error. And yet, life persists. Not by expanding outward, but by refining inward, by removing what is unnecessary, by conserving what matters. Subterranean ecosystems show us that evolution does not always move toward complexity or visibility. Sometimes it moves toward simplicity, efficiency, and patience. These organisms are not incomplete versions of surface life. They are complete solutions to a world without light. As long as these underground spaces exist, quiet, stable, and hidden, they remind us of something essential. Life does not need to be seen to endure. It only needs to adapt.